Hello, YouTube. Welcome to episode 8. Stanley Parable. Wow. Cut to footage. Whoops! The narrator accidentally reset the game!
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Okay.
He'd never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the
Okay.
bucket around.
There it is! There's the line! See, the line still exists.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch.
420!
But it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
The bucket is so fucking magical.
To unlock the magic.
What you talking about?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place
yeah.
to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
All right, new content. Let's
Stanley
go over
took
this
the
way.
door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I imagine this is where...
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I imagine this is where the infinite hole will be. No? There's the fucking adventure! What is this? What is this and why is it here? Oh, it's a Stanley Parable collectible.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the
Stanlerines.
intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I still say Stanlerines, but how do I get back up? Oh, there's a vent. Wait, what? What just happened? Where am I? Wait, what the hell? Where am I? Lost cat Jean.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
Wait, is this Stanley?
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Gambhorra'ta.
I'm sorry, what? What the fuck?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Fwa! No adventure line.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We'll go to the meeting room. There's an achievement hunters meeting over there. Yes! Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Weird spinning figurines. Artist's rendering. Employee 3. Our quarterly... Why floating? Magnets, training exercise on magnetism. Our quarterly success, magic, dreams. Ideas. How many are there? 5, 6. Can we sell them? Obviously, more money if sold together. Do we need contracts for them? Potential liability, NDA, bonus stuff. What we know, what we forgot, what we don't know yet. Employee 421 building a bridge. Saw one in cargo room. How can we find them? Bottom text. What do they want? Money, stock options, our data. Should we make them employees, interns? Yes. Well, we know small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize the research to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions that there was no memo from management. Maybe. Agenda. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Why do they look like 427? Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Good luck. Okay. Where are they? Please do not leave the office before reporting back on any new findings. Okay. Help, I'm a post-it! There will be a reward for finding them all. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Who are you? 666 lol. Likes. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. I think I know where the last two are. Gotta collect them all, just here to be... Looks like 427, ha ha ha. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct a bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Oh my god! We will get them all!
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Oh, come on. I would never leave the broom closet. Wait, the broom closet's a character. Fuck! Sorry, Adventureline's my third favorite. Aww.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Somewhere where there's stairs. Yes!
You're getting close now,
Ooh.
Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anmarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anmarines. None of us can.
All right. I actually expected that one to be in a different spot, but I found it. And I'm almost positive I know where the last one is.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication. The bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow.
3!
3 is my favorite number.
Subtle, yes, but an unmistakable spark from somewhere deep within. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes. The bucket. He liked the 3. All right.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I don't care. Where's the hole? Where is the hole, though?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
Good
This
point.
is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Oh, am I about to kick the bucket?
Farewell, Stanley.
I'm about to kick the bucket. Oh, habanero.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Ah!
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
Wait, where's my bucket?
But this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
No. I can't believe my bucket died. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
No!
Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Bucket is mine! A bucket with 2 handles. Oh my god. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to the death just for attempting it. Oh my god. But imagine. Imagine the power! Oh my fucking god. I should never attempt that, however much I want the bucket. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. To think, there's only 25 here. Feels like so much more. Oh my god. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. Oh, but the bucket. I need the buckets. So the buckets. Gambhorra'ta, Gambhorra'ta. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Gambhorra'ta, Gambhorra'ta, Gambhorra'ta. I've heard that
No
name.
man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh, it is... Okay, hang on one moment. I need to actually go up the other stairs. If this is what's going on. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket, coping strategies equals holes, rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, rest and relaxation, stress equals the level water in the bucket, the stress bucket, presented without commentary. Alright. I've heard Tale of Gambhorra'ta from one of the other endings. Bucket. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. I got the bucket! Wait, what?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Don't reset the game. Completely changed from last time's version. Old version. Big 180. The bucket is turning everything on its head.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Hey, it's raining! Nice.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try like go for, I don't know, maybe
Stanley
one more
clutched
ending.
the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting.
And I know where I'm going.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
That was a good ending down there.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Did I, though? No buckets, Pierre?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. As long as I get to keep my bucket.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
God damn it. God damn it.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
God damn it.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
I'm holding it. Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't
Bucket.
have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Oh my god, this new content is so great. Oh, I have to go do something. Ah!
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
To which door? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this?
I already got this achievement, but I have
Click
bucket
a door
now.
5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a
Well, he's
noble
not talking
cause.
about it.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Do I get to meet Gambhorra'ta?
Yes! Whispered the
Yes!
bird into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans,
Gambhorra'ta.
and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket.
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorra'ta first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What the fuck?
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Thank you for watching episode 8. Wow, short outro. Look at that. You click that, I'm skipping.